Welcome back. I'm gonna try and talk about Tuesday and Wednesday, just in case I can't record Thursday morning. I'm recording this before Xavier goes into his solitary confinement. So he's still basically controlling what is happening this week for now. We'll see if he put in enough work to make what he needs to happen for his game happen. And Xavier has sacrificed a lot by winning this veto because he's going to be in confinement. He's going to have to be a third nom in one of the next two rounds. So it's a lot. Now, Derek X still looking for the votes to stay. He's putting in the work to try to stay. Now, there was an approach I wish they would have went with, and that was, Kyland has been saying he would throw a sympathy vote to Derek X if it seemed like it was going to be pretty much unanimous, or if he was only going to get one vote. And Tiffany knows this and has talked about it, but Tiffany just continues to prove to be an emotional player, and she sees the game very well, but it all seems to get muddled because this should have been the approach. I think the approach to go with is that, everybody lie. If Tiffany really wants Derek X to stay in this game, she makes it seem like it's going to be pretty much Derek X is going, but in reality, Tiffany, Hannah, Azza all vote to keep Derek X to stay, and then Kylan throws that, sympathy vote, and then suddenly there's the 4 votes to keep Derek X. But they haven't really gone in that direction. Instead, it seems like Derek X is just fighting to get whatever votes he can. He had a pretty good talk with Azza, as I figured would happen. It still needed to be more on a game level for me. But I do think he got through to Azza in saying that he wants to stick around to fight against the other 4, being Sarah Beth, Kyland, Xavier, and Alyssa, who are now being seen as a foursome. They have that semi-fake foursome going on. The thing with Derek X staying is it really causes a rift in the cookout if it were to happen. And it kind of splits it with those 4 against the 3 cookout women and Derek X, with Derek F in the middle. But Derek F would probably side with Kylan and Xavier. So I don't really know if keeping Derek X is truly best for players like Tiffany and Hannah. Oz is honestly good either way, in my opinion. Maybe I'll get to that, but I did like the conversation Ozza had with Xavier because she was coming at him with logic, and he really couldn't say much. His lawyering did not help in that conversation. He just had to play the whole Ozza has a crush on me card and, try to rein her in. But Ozza, despite what people say, has been playing her own fucking game this entire time and continues to do it. She was telling Xavier that keeping Derek X might be better than keeping Claire, because if Alyssa wins HOH, and Alyssa's not going to nominate Sarah Beth, and Ozza knows that Sarah Beth and Alyssa are now close again because Kylan and Xavier have their 2 pawns being close again. So if Alyssa wins HOH and nominates this is if Derek X goes, nominates Claire and Tiffany, and Claire wins veto, Xavier's already the 3rd nom. So it would be Xavier and Tiffany, and then Alyssa has to nominate 1 more cookout member, likely Hannah. And Xavier didn't really have anything to dispute that from happening because Sarah Beth and Alyssa are not going to go after each other. So the order of things maybe not going the way the cookout should have thought about this more if they wanted to get the 6 truly to final 6. Let's talk about Hannah. I feel like Hannah's getting a lot of flack on social media for the way she's been playing, even though she hasn't changed the way she's been playing. People are just, Derek X stance have gotten annoying. They've maybe surpassed Tiffany's stance as most annoying. It's possible. So people are trying to compare Hannah to Nicole Franzel, because on Tuesday she kind of threw Tiffany and Azah under the bus. She lied on Azah, which is annoying, but Hannah's playing the game. She basically tried to make it seem with Kylan that Tiffany and Azah are the ones trying to flip the vote, even though Hannah was trying, and Azah kind of went against it at first, so whatever. But I mean, I feel like that's Hannah's way of just trying to, if one of the cookout women get targeted, it's not her. I'm not fully ready to call that Nicole Franzel. However, if Hannah gets to final 4, final 3 with just the guys that cookout, and then they cut her, she deserves all the flack that she's going to get for that, because that would be very much Nicole F. But then we have people. I read Rob has a podcast comparing Hannah to Beth from BB23, and that just makes no fucking sense. I've done enough shitting on Rob has a podcast. They make themselves look dumb as it is. The one thing I will say, though, I saw that they gave Sarah Beth low scores now that they're upset with her for following Kylan and not just, going after the cookout like they hoped. Rob has a podcast. I'm just glad that finally, like I've been saying, like a month ago, they were giving Sarah Beth higher grades than Xavier. Meanwhile, I've been giving Sarah Beth low scores since day fucking 1. I'm just glad they could finally join me after a month of them giving wrong grading. So we have Tiffany and Azah waking up to, the cookout guys kind of getting their way. Even Kylan knows that this move, Derek X going, is best for Xavier's game. And nobody really seems to want to do much about it. But Xavier is going into solitary. So if anything's going to happen, it's going to have to be tonight. Xavier does seem to be in solitary until the vote. So we'll see if somebody breaks away from the cookout to keep Derek X, go against Xavier's wishes. I feel like Tiffany and Azah have to actually work together to get this done. Can they? Will they? I don't know. But back to Hannah for a second. I don't know if I fully finished my thoughts with Hannah. Comparing her to Beth is ridiculous. Comparing her to Nicole Franzel could be possible in the end if she gets cut by a dude like last season. But Hannah has been playing a game of telephone this entire fucking time. And she doesn't just throw women under the bus like Nicole Franzel. She throws every fucking buddy under the bus. She has thrown Derek X under the bus. She's thrown Xavier under the bus. She's thrown Kylan under the bus. She consistently talks shit about Derek F. So, I mean, Hannah just does, when she talks to people, she tells them what they want to hear, and then she'll sometimes, try to turn them against someone else. I still don't know if Hannah's game is a winning game, because she's going to have to win some competitions and make some moves to win this game. And even then, I don't know if they'll respect her game, because right now her game is not getting a lot of respect. But I think the comparisons are ridiculous. So yeah, I don't know. There's a lot that has to be accomplished. And one thing Derek X continues to do is to talk too fucking much. Derek X does not listen, and he talks too much. And it is what has gotten him in trouble. Both Hannah and Tiffany have told him to wait until Xavier is in confinement to start pitching really big. But he already started again today. And now Derek F and Kylan had a talk about what Derek X is saying. And Derek X is telling people that Derek F, if he's the one with the power, is going to nominate Sarah Beth and Kylan. So I don't know. Derek X talks too much. Derek X screwed Derek X. Let's get this clear. People trying to blame Hannah. Yes, Hannah sometimes put a target on him, but she's done that to everybody. Yes, Hannah sometimes gave him bad advice, but plenty of people have given him bad advice. Derek X listened to Kylan and Tiffany way too much. He had them dictating his game, and then he ended up with no real team of his own because he never got to bring in the people he wanted, like Azah, and he never tried hard enough. So I don't like the excuses for Derek X. If Derek X goes, it's his own fault. And if he stays, he has a lot of work to do for me to think he deserves to win.